Hi, Mr. Chu. I'm Isabel Teh Shuen that met you in the job fair, and I'm so glad to have you for this interview. So let me do a short introduction of myself. First, I'm a student who is currently studying year one at Nanyang Technological University and major in accountancy. I chose you as my interviewee because your role and experience as an audit director are highly relevant to my studies and future career goals. The reason I choose to major in accountancy is because accountancy is a very professional course which has a strong career prospect. The reason why I'm very interested in accountancy is because I enjoy problem solving and working with numbers because I love numbers. I'm looking forward to learning more about this industry from you, Mr. Regime, as you have a lot of strong experience and skills in this field. With your permission, may I start with my question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Okay. During the career fair, you mentioned that you worked in PwC before, but now you ended up in PKF. So why do you choose to work in PKF and does your experience here shape your career growth?
You still remember? Yeah. So I started my audit career at PwC KL. That's in Malaysia. So I was a Malaysian back then, now Singaporean. So I've been in PwC, which is one of the big four auditing firm, for close to 5 years. And then I've decided to pursue my career in Singapore. And back then, I guess joining PKF is a matter of choice. PwC Singapore does not have any opening. They were freezing their recruitment back then. I attended the interview with another big four. So eventually it boils down to joining back a big four or trying out with PKF, which is one of the mid-tier in Singapore. So I took the leap of faith. I joined PKF back then. I think because the previous HR partner, who is now our managing partner, I guess he done a good job lah in sharing with me what is the firm's plan and growth as well as the culture. So that's that. I guess that was back in 2016. I think now it's almost close to 10 years already, 9 years
9 years.
plus. Yeah, 9 years. I think what kept me in the firm for so long, I will attribute it to three factors. One is the learning opportunity and growth. So I think the good thing is here, I mean, the difference between mid-tier and big four is that mid-tier, uh, our size, we don't have any specialization. So unless Big Four, you are usually allocated to departments which specialize in various industry. So here we, in a way, is exposed to almost all different industry clients.
Mm.
Of course, except for banks and insurance companies, lah. Those are usually audited by the Big Four. So we are able to see a lot more things in a way. And in terms of the opportunities and growth, there are also a lot more here. I think because the firm size is not as big. So in a way, the partners back then, they were very encouraging and in a way, they leave a lot of decision makings. They give a lot of decision making opportunities to me. And in terms of growth opportunity with PKF, I think it has been uh, great as well. We have a lot of these regional trainings, global trainings, where we join together with other PKF officers around the world, networking, just sharing how we deal with challenges and things like that. So that's one. Second, I would say is flexibility. But
Like,
this is not across the whole firm. Like, this is mainly with my direct bosses. I would say this is one of the factor that I appreciate it a lot. And that was pre-COVID. So having this flexibility in a way, whenever because we are all humans, we always have our own personal issue to deal with, like family matters and things like that. So having all this flexibility in a way, it really helps us to navigate through all these challenges, rather than having the stress that, oh, I need to be at work, and at the same time I know that there's this thing going on behind me and all that. So that's another thing. The third factor is management's willingness to listen to people and change. So I think that's a good thing because we know, I mean, from 2016 to now, things have really changed everywhere, not only within the audit industry. We see we see we see COVID come and go. We see hybrid arrangement, which I think now some firms are still doing that. Then now we are seeing the AI wave coming. So a lot of all these different challenges, and more importantly, the younger generation now, I would say they are more vocal. uh, they wanted to be part of a bigger purpose of the whole organization. So so I guess management who listens to feedback and willing to consider them and change, that is one of the very important aspect. So I guess yeah, it does shape my career, my whole career, because being in PKF is actually more than, I guess I spent most of my career in PKF, around 70%. Yeah, so
Mm.
definitely it has shaped a big part of my career.
Oh, yeah, because I also saw your LinkedIn of this PKF. You were in 9 years,
Mm,
you were there for 9 years. And then I saw you work as
yes,
an assistant manager in PwC also. Yeah.
yes. Yeah, so I left PwC as assistant manager. Uh, I joined PKF as assistant manager as well. So
Oh,
9 years, I went from assistant manager to manager, and then to senior manager to director. I was just promoted as a partner. I have not updated my LinkedIn.
oh,
So
okay.
so in that 9 years, actually, I would say my career growth was quite, in comparison to a lot of my other peers, I would say it's more higher than average in terms of the speed. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to question two. Okay, so yeah, in your LinkedIn, you mentioned that you're an audit director in PKF, and audit is a very like busy job, a very tough job, especially during the peak period. So how do you manage to maintain your work-life balance?
Wow, this question. Okay. The thing about work-life balance is it is very subjective. It can be different depending on the individual. So I would say, instead of trying to achieve work-life balance, let's go back to why. I mean, I will advise people to go back to why they choose to join audit in the first place.
Mm,
I think back then during my time, most of us who join audit, uh, mainly are because of two reasons. One is because you have this very steep learning curve and experience. So within a short time, you are able to go through multiple audit engagements where you see how different companies operate, how management make their decision, uh, run their business and all that. And secondly is, I would say the progression and promotion is quite stable. Uh, if and you probably know, like for example, every year there will be this uh, appraisal cycle. And if, let's say, your performance is fine, you will most likely be able to move up to the next level. So within a short time of like 4 to 5 years, achieving a managerial role is very common in audit. But if, let's say, you were to choose a different career path, you may take much longer to reach to a managerial level. So I think these were the two main factors of why people usually join audit. So I would say depending on and whether to have a work-life balance or not, depending on what your goal really is. If let's say your end goal is to achieve something big, you want to achieve something great, you want financial freedom, and a higher is low leh. Uh, okay. Yeah, my advice is most importantly, you need to have a sustainable pathway lah. So because I've seen a lot of my audit staff and some other people who works in the industry, like they are 3 to 4 years in, but they feel that it's already very long and they feel like giving up, burnt out, wanted to move to commercial. But if you look at the whole scheme of things, your career is like 40 years and that 3 to 4 years is just a very small fraction of your whole career period. So so actually, there is a long way to go. Most importantly, if you were to choose between going far and going fast, and you can only choose one, I would think you have to prioritize going far because the moment you give up and decide to do something else and all that, I mean maybe it is better. Uh, it can or things like that. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so I think most importantly, the whole career, your whole career path is a marathon. It's not a race. Yeah,
Mm.
and it's also important to develop your stress coping mechanism along the way. So find something that can help you to reduce stress. If let's say it's hanging out with friends or doing some sports kind of thing, playing tennis or pickleball, listening to music, things like that. I think that really helps a lot because it's a very stressful. I would say it's a stressful profession,
Mm.
not easy. So
Yeah,
most
I agree.
importantly, you find ways to preserve your mental health and make sure that you are able to go a long way.
Yeah, physical health and mental health also. Both
Lah.
have to be
Yeah,
good.
mental health getting more and more important now. More
Mm.
people emphasizing on that.
Yeah. So okay, let's move on to the third question. So what do you
Yeah.
enjoy the most being an audit director in PKF, and what do you find most challenging in this role? Yeah. So what do you enjoy and what do you think is
Oh,
difficult? Yeah.
what do I enjoy? That's a good question. I think working with the team to complete audit engagement. It's like when you work together to complete a project, to get a project done. At the end of it, the feeling of fulfillment, that was uh something that usually is good to keep people going. And then resolving complex issue with the people in the team, having team bonding sessions like what we usually have. We have this we I just came back from Ho Chi Minh. We had this company trip
Mm.
where we call away day, and then usually we have this post audit dinner, Christmas dinners, uh, all these kind of things that 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 brings you closer to the people around you lah. I think that is what uh, I find
So
enjoyable.
it's like play hard and work hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good term to call it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
play hard, you work hard. And then secondly is helping client navigate their complex financial reporting issues. Sometimes you will see them uh, share appreciation to you, help them meet their deadlines, and then they feel that, oh, we find this audit sign that, hello, definitely, Okay, so I can continue.
Yeah, yeah, I can continue.
Yeah, so when clients show their appreciation and when they find us more reliable, they approach us more and more often whenever there's any accounting issues. I think that was what I find enjoyable as well. Being in being in audit. Challenging situation, of course, I think is the workload. Needing to balance multiple engagement at the same time, and when all the deadlines are very tight. Like for example, having to serve three audit listed clients with December year ends. And on top of that, there are still other reporting jobs that need my attention in the month of February, March. So I think those are some of the challenging part. And of course, because audit is mainly people, our biggest asset. So having staff turnover, staff leaving, if you are able to replace, it's still okay. I mean, uh, there is inconvenience lah because you have to retrain, the staff will have to readapt, relearn. Okay, okay. So another challenge is of course the staff turnover. As I think you probably heard also the resignations in the audit from in audit firms can be very bad. Everyone is scared of the peak, so usually they leave before year end. And the challenge will come because then we need to replace people, retrain them, and for them to adapt to your firm's methodology and all that. And the worst part is, of course, if you're able for the equal amount of engagement.
Okay. So actually I quite agree with you lah. For the people, yeah, leaving because of the peak period and the pressure part. Yeah, because I also heard of the stories before in the audit firm.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Um, as a student who is seeking for an internship, what skills, certifications, or experience would you recommend to build to be a strong candidate in the auditing field?
Okay. I mean, for intern, usually I look at the mindset and the willingness to learn. Yeah, because
Mm,
having a positive mindset, I think is very important to differentiate how you carry yourself throughout your career. Like there will be a lot of problems, and problems will always be there. New problems will come once the old problem is gone or once you resolve it. So the mindset of how you see all these problems and challenges is very important. You can either see it as something negative, like oh why is it always me who have all these issues, or you can see it as something positive, like oh it's an opportunity for me to learn something new, right?
mm,
Although of course that it's not easy having to deal with new challenges and all that. It's always very stressful, but in the bigger scheme of things, and if you look at it long term, you will find that all these are actually necessary to if your goal is to achieve something great eventually. So and willingness to learn it is also one of the thing. I think it's good to because you are just starting. I would say the expectation on what skills or certification that you have at this point is not relevant, but more on you needing to build your foundation.
mm,
Yeah, having a strong foundation so that eventually when you move up to a higher level like senior or manager, you won't struggle so much. Yeah, so the early years I would say it is very important. It's how much you absorb, uh, how much you observe around, learn from people, mistakes and all that from your own mistakes. Yeah, so I think that is one of my advice. I think mm, yeah, so the next thing is also to have a good to always have a questioning mind. Always
Mm.
try to understand objectives because behind every procedures that we do in audit, there is there is the reason for it. So it's good to understand what is the objective, what is the purpose, why do I need to do all this? Rather than I think the very common thing that people do is they will just follow last year. They will just follow last year file, what last year
Oh, the
document.
reference.
Yeah, so they follow the procedures and all that. They just replicate lor. But at the end of the day, if they don't really go and question, oh, why do I need to do this? Am I doing it correctly? Because sometimes last year file can be wrong.
Oh,
So, and it's important because if you know what you're doing, and do bear in mind because when you go to different clients, the way they operate, the way they keep their books and records and their issues is always very different. So if you know what is the purpose of you needing to do a certain test, then facing with different clients, you are able to in a way tailor your work accordingly. Yeah.
so it's like we have to have a strong foundation and willing to learn and able to cope with high pressure.
Yes, you can say that.
Yeah,
And
so I
don't
just have
just
a
follow
short,
blindly lah. Don't
yeah,
just follow blindly. Try to understand why.
summary.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I have another question also is
Mm,
what career growth opportunities can employees expect from working at this company?
mm. Okay. Yeah. So I guess I'm one of the example that you can take.
Oh, yeah.
Moving from assistant manager to partner within 9 years. I would say the in audit firm the other than the smaller firms lah,
Mm,
big four and mid-tier firms, the audit career progression is usually quite stable. Of course, for big four, the from director level or from senior manager to partner, that can take a lot longer because I think the queue is very long. A lot of people are waiting.
mm,
It can take like at least more than 10 years when that you are stuck in senior manager and director. So that's the only difference with Big Four. But other than that, from um, from first year uh, as an associate to senior.
okay.
Okay, yeah. So I think yeah, the only difference is in Big Four, the progression to partner is a lot longer compared to mid-tier. But for mid-tier, it's usually quite stable in terms of like when you are new joiner to experienced associate to senior year one, senior year two, assistant manager, manager. All these usually take 1 year in between. So in terms of the career progression, the career growth in audit, if let's say you are able to stay for long, uh, it is usually quite predictable. Secondly, I think in our firm we do have this. We also have this secondment opportunity for senior level, which I think a lot of seniors appreciate. So most of the time we work with our Australia office where we
Mm.
send staff on secondment to their office for like 3 to 4 months. Yeah. Currently we have I think one in Australia now and two in New Zealand. So I think this is one of the perks that we do to also in a way uh, remunerate our people lah.
So which part
We
of
also
which part of Australia or which part of New Zealand?
the the Australia office that usually take our people in is Brisbane. Yeah,
Brisbane.
but there were years where various officers also lah, like Melbourne, Gold Coast. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Yeah.
I just now also wrote down some
uh,
a few questions.
mm.
Yeah, so um, so as a student who has not much working experience on auditing, because I previously I have an work experience before in Malaysia, and then it's like in the marketing department and the financial department. It's like the finance
Mm.
department, yeah, something like
Mm.
that. And then, is there any guidance or on strategies that will help us to attain our career aspirations?
Strategies, huh? I would say I would say not so much on strategies, but more on consistent mindset, lor,
Oh, yeah,
to
just now you
make sure
mentioned
that
before.
to have end in mind. Mm. Yeah, so I think the mindset is very important because is I mean I would say I give you an example. We have in every organization we have staffs who are strong, staff who are average, and staffs who fall behind compared to the rest. And usually it's always the staff who is willing to sacrifice more, uh, who is willing to take on more, who is ahead of the rest. Yeah, so I guess mainly is to to keep your end goal in mind, what you really want to achieve, and your behavior should be consistent with what you want to achieve. Yeah, because I've seen a lot and also heard a lot that oh they wanted to, let's say, reach financial freedom, they wanted to stay in a big house, own a car and things like that. But
Mm,
then every time they say oh every time they complain about the long working hours or every time they go back early. So so to make sure that your behavior is consistent, and I would say being new in the profession is really important to build a strong foundation at the start. Yeah, because if you see the first 1 to 2 years as a honeymoon year, I think some people may describe it as that. Uh, then eventually when you move up to be a senior, when you need to lead an engagement, or then a manager who need to manage the whole engagement, manage your partner, manage your client, then people will start to struggle if they don't have a strong foundation.
mm, okay, so I think that's all for my question, and I hope to keep in touch with you.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
You can come and
So
interview
after
lah.
that, can I connect? Can I connect your LinkedIn? Yeah, I will go for PKF for my summer internship. I will put on my resume. I will send you my
Oh,
resume. Yeah.
okay, okay, sure. LinkedIn, I can do that, but actually I'm not very active at the moment. I'm
Mm,
supposed to update my profile lah, but I've been sitting on it for a while. So give me some time. I think once I get that up, I will.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay. So because I just hope to stay in touch with you.
yeah, sure. You got my WhatsApp,
Yeah, yeah. I have your
ma.
WhatsApp. Yeah, just I have your
Yeah.
name card. I have everything
Hmm.
already. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries lah. I think along the way, any questions that you have, of course,
Mm,
other than your school exams and all that lah,
yeah.
that
I still
one,
can
yeah,
contact you.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Any other question? Anything you want to know relating to the industry, the profession, any life advice or whatever, yeah, you can just feel free to reach out.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm so
okay.
glad to have you as my interviewee. Yeah,
Thank you. No
my
worries. Okay.
pleasure. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we end the call now.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for
Okay.
spending the time on this interview.
Okay, thanks,
Yeah, thank you so
Isabel.
much. Thank you so
Yeah, all
much.
the best.
Yeah, thank
Bye.
you.